least give you a glimpse of what it's like. And I'll explain to you what it's like. What it's like is at 8 a.m. this morning when I woke up, I started thinking about how I was going to deal with tonight being a dinner. Because, ironically, we chose to have a dinner for this. And not only a dinner, but a buffet. And I have a lot of problems with how much I eat, because ideally, they just give me my own trough of garlic mashed potatoes and I go in the hall and I just get time to myself. My problem is I have no off switch. I have no time that ever tells me, hey, you're full, why don't you stop eating? And not only that, when I'm eating it's bad, but when I'm not eating, I'm thinking about eating. Like right now, I'm thinking about garlic mashed potatoes. And in 5 minutes, I will be thinking about garlic mashed potatoes. And you might be thinking about them too now, because we are really late and it's about 9 o'clock and you're probably hungry. But I'm always thinking about garlic mashed potatoes. Always. I'm sure there are a lot of you that would loathe to be up here right now, who would hate to speak in front of people. That's your worst fear, maybe bigger than spiders or needles or whatever it is for you. Public speaking might be a problem. It's not a problem for me. Garlic mashed potatoes are a problem for me. I'm actively afraid of them. My whole day revolves around food. I think about it hundreds of times a day. Which really annoys me, because there are so many other positive things I could spend my time thinking about, like calling my mother, or making my bed, or filing my taxes. Pretend those are the things I think about. Okay? I'm in college, that's not really what I think about. I think about watching videos of people having like wedding proposals, and I think about Netflix. Okay, I don't really think about filing my taxes, sorry, Mom. But somewhere around, I always grew up the fat kid. Not a fat kid, the fat kid. I was like the queen fat kid, you know? And somewhere around junior year, I decided I was done being the fat kid. Even though it had given me a couple good things, like probably why I went into comedy, and I never got kidnapped. Somewhere around junior year, I decided I wanted to change that. Not the kidnapped part, the fat part. I started packing lunches of just fruit. I started counting calories. I started working out most days. I learned how to do a sit-up, ish. I stopped ordering Girl Scout cookies. That was a loss. I stopped eating 3 breakfasts. I stopped finishing all my friends' lunches. They know what it's like. Sadly, my relationship with food has been one of extremes. It took a giant wake-up call in the loss of Kelly to shake me out of the throes of that part of my eating disorder. And I say that part because it's not over. It's better, but it's not over. I'm frequently surprised that my aunt actually asked me to be the spokesperson for something for Kelly. Why? Because I still check out in the mirror every time I look in the mirror if I'm fat. I still know how many calories are in an apple. 80. If a guy doesn't like me, I'm convinced it's because of how I look and what the number is on the scale. Because I know that if I'm working out, sometimes I'm working out to be skinny, not to be healthy. And because I'm up here still thinking about garlic mashed potatoes. Those are the scars of this disease. But then I remember that's the truth. That's just the truth. I'm going to be 34 and still working on how to not eat in extremes. I'm going to be 47 and still not know how to stop when I'm full sometimes. I'm going to be 68 and be still more obsessed with and in love with food than any human ever should be. Because maybe pretzel M&Ms really are my soulmate, okay? And that's really all I can offer is the truth. And that's really shitty. And I'm sorry I said shitty, Grandma. I really am. It is. It's really shitty that I have to wake up with that every single day. And if I can do anything in my power to keep my little sisters, I have 2 little sisters and a little brother, from dealing with this, I will do it. And everyone else's little sisters and little brothers, and nieces and nephews and daughters and sons. And my younger sister is actually in the audience tonight. I'm so happy that she's here tonight. And I know that at age 14, the pressure to be not only thin, but hot, and not only hot, but Instagram me right now in this light and this angle hot, is probably at its peak. And here's what I want to say to you, Olivia. You're probably not going to be able to live without those unhealthy, stupid thoughts that girls your age have inherited from our society. And I'm sorry, because everyone that came before you really messed things up, didn't they? They did. I'm sorry. And I feel sorry about that. But when you feel at your very lowest, please, please, please remember this speech and think about all that space in your brain that could be taken up with wave particle duality and Pablo Neruda quotes and escape velocity and the birthdays of your friends and the phone number of your big sisters. And don't give any more time on this earth to the difference between a couple pounds. Because as someone who has paid the price in hours and weeks and months and probably even years, thinking about how she looks, I can tell you it is not worth it.